Seemingly, there's a question that is popping up everywhere that South Africans are talking about after the unaliving of witness D. And the question is, who do we trust in South Africa, especially when it comes to law enforcement? And I was like, what law enforcement? I mean, are we paying attention to what is going on? I mean, on this channel, ever since this channel started, particularly when I started doing the Senzo Meyiwa unaliving trial, there were just things that were not making sense to me. In the courtroom, especially with the presiding officer, then you look at how the presiding officer treats the state versus how he treats the defense. And when the state brings witnesses, how he very fatherly and very unclely. But when it comes to the accused as well as the witnesses, now that we are witnessing a crime scene in that courtroom, they are treated as the scumbags of the earth by the judge. Yeah, okay, whatever stigma and prejudice that you may have against the people that are standing before you for a trial, you still have to apply Lady Justice. Remember, Lady Justice is blind. She can't see. But yeah, you represent her. And the way the judge sees, in my opinion, the accused as well as the witnesses as the scumbags of the earth. And how is that fair? How is that fair by the presiding officer? It's not fair. You can't have favorites and then suddenly now you see the defense and you're treating them with disdain. So all of that was questions that emanated from now paying attention to the Senzo Meyiwa unaliving trial. You listen to the conduct of the police, which now mimics what we are hearing in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, together with medieval tactics on coercing false statements and false confessions, etc. and so on. And we must also not forget that the lead investigator in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is Brigadier Bongani Kininda, whom, by the way, was found by a court to have coerced people to make false confessions in the Kretcher, I forgot what his name was, but Kretcher case, where he used similar medieval tactics to coerce confessions out of people. You would have thought such an investigator will be looked at by the Minister of Police or the National Police Commissioner, because now they've been found wanting. No reprimand, no suspension, no consequences. And because of that, he thought, well, I'm untouchable. And then does the same thing that he was found wanting about in the Kretcher case in the Senzo Meyiwa with the accused number 1 and accused number 2. And right now, a charade is taking place in that courtroom of Judge Rad. Not that Judge Rad doesn't watch the Commission of Inquiry, he watches it. And he likes throwing it on our faces that he's been in this business for 56 years. Well, it started as 50 years when he started presiding over the matter around the 17th of July 2023. And now it is 56 years. Okay? Give or take, it's around there indeed. But you are telling me that you don't know how police actually get false information out of witnesses or accused or suspects so that they win cases. You cannot tell me that you have never come across that, because there are police officers that will do whatever it is or whatever it takes for them to get a promotion. Because all of this is about money, money, money. That is why this very pertinent question that I got in the comment section, I've been looking for the comment, but I think the person deleted it. And I think the reason why they may have deleted it is because they think that I am not responding to the comment. Guys, once again, please understand, I'm frustrated myself with my comment section. I saw yesterday, it kind of gave me a break for a while. I was able to respond to as many comments as I could, but sadly today it's blah, blah, blah. So I'm not ignoring you. I do read, and I do also come here to show you that I've read your comments. So I can't find this comment, and the comment was, who do we trust? And I was like, definitely not the law enforcement agencies at this point, unfortunately. And we've been pushed as the people of South Africa to this position. But there is light, even though these people do not hold any authority or teeth to prosecute, to also convict for that matter. And I said, it looks like going forward until the criminal justice system and now the judicial system has to go under some kind of, well, the police, I said, number one, let's overhaul them. Let's press the restart button. Let's sift out and rinse out all the corrupt elements and people that are not supposed to be holding the positions of power that they hold with absolute no knowledge. Because, whatever it is that they've learned from the FBI, CIA, MI6, and wherever else that they got some sort of special training, it went in here and came out on the other side. And again, why would it go in here and come out on the other side when they don't have the ability to comprehend? We are in this state because of they can't think beyond their nose. I mean, did you see the caliber of police chief in Julius Mkhwana's? Did you see that caliber? That is just not an isolated situation. It's across the board. So now how do you trust something like that? How? You can't. So I've mentioned this before, even though it was in passing. I think now it's something that is actually coming back heavily in my head. Like, I think South Africans going forward, we need, and I know it's unfair to this fraternity, investigative journalism. I know they're not, legal authorities. They have no power. The only power and ability they have is to investigate and expose. They've investigated so many things, but when those things were exposed, who is wearing orange uniform right now? Or orange overalls? Who? So the rot is in the criminal justice system, and now it is also in the judicial system. Because tell me how a magistrate will release on bail a person that is charged with 20 charges, not 20 when they come for the first time to apply for bail. That means they've been in and out, in and out, in and out 20 times plus one with all these charges, and they managed to walk away after paying bail. That's no longer an independent judiciary. And then now I'm beginning to look at the high courts. I mean, some of you guys know how I always felt and defended the judiciary, that it is independent. There is no way that you can bribe a judge, because the matter will always go on review. And when the matter go on review, then there will be scathing remarks about the lower court. But clearly, scathing remarks does not also equate to that particular judge in the lower court held accountable. So that is why they grew some sort of thick skin that, okay, I can take bad remarks from the Supreme Court of Appeal to a High Court judge. I can take that, because no handcuffs are going to be put around my wrists, and I'm not going to be dragged before a court of law and held criminally accountable for the decisions that I've taken. So that is why as long as they get to walk away with a Willie's bag filled with money, that's good for them. So there needs to be consequences, I think. This thing of looking at our judges like the gods of the law, and them also defending each other because they call each other brothers and sisters. if you have not seen judges interact with each other, they call each other brothers and sisters. They don't say my learned colleague here or my fellow justice. No. What happens when siblings or one of the siblings is in trouble? The other sibling, of course, will cover up for the other sibling because they have that relationship. And now that is why it's becoming clear why we are in here today. We don't know how far the rod goes in the judiciary. Now I'm looking at every judge with a side eye, like, okay, well, before you got here, appointed by the president, what are your scandals down there? I'm flabbergasted, and I'm also now starting. Remember, we had a evidence lead. Well, what is the word again? Evidence leader. Remember him, the one that decided in the Madlang Commission of Inquiry that decided to say, "Oh well, I'm withdrawing," and then we made all kinds of speculations. And my speculation was, I think he might find himself in a conflict of interest. Probably is implicated. I don't know what it was that made him to withdraw and left us, all of us, asking questions, and then made it worse by going to Radio 702, trying to talk and trying to make sense out of things. And then the Minister of Justice saying it's all a lie, when he could just walked away and said nothing, and we would have forgotten about him and moved on, just like we've forgotten about him. So coming back to who do we trust? Investigative journalists. Investigative journalists like your Jeff Weeks, like the Omar G lady, and all other investigative journalists, whom I thought they were also on a hiatus of some sort, because look at our country, what's going on, and why our country in this situation when we have investigative journalists. I did not understand. But I forgot that in order for them to expose, they need to be on these special assignments for months on end, sometimes even years, before they laid all bare for us. And investigative journalists is, for me, going forward, those are the people I will wait for. Those are the people I'm going to wait for. Unfortunately, we've been forced in this position. Because what police officer can you trust? Okay, when I say that, I'm excluding the likes of the police officers that are coming forward and exposing the truth, the good ones. But how many are the good ones that we have left? How many? Because if you say there are many, then why are we in this predicament? So clearly, the majority of them are bad cops, corrupt cops, dirty cops. Now we got dirty magistrates and possibly high court judges too. Who do we trust? And when whistleblowers are being unalived, this comment right here by Rati is very, very valid. Who now will stand up and tell the truth? Because the unaliving is a clear message. We are silencing you from telling the truth. So you would go to your grave with information that could have saved the country. Who loses? Because it's not just us who lose. The children and the generations to come of the criminal cartels will also be affected. They might be living in ivory towers from blood money, but still they will not be able to walk. They will never know what freedom is. Always with bodyguards and high walls and guns and all of that stuff. They will not know how it's like to go to a mall by yourself and enjoy yourself. They will never know how to, the feeling of hopping onto a bus or a plane or a train, going to the beach. They will never know that. Why? Because their fathers and their mothers, they were rolling with criminals. They were in the payrolls of criminals. Now, lawyers too, prosecutors, the people that are supposed to be working for us and protecting us from the criminals by sending them away for a very, very long time so that we can have the peace of mind. But no, money comes first to them. Easy come, easy go. I'm sorry. Investigative journalists, stand up, please. Please stand up. We trust you for now. What other solutions do you have? Because the ANC, they're sitting in a talk shop right now in Ekurhuleni, I think Boksburg, in the National General Council, whatever it's called. What are they going to talk about? What are they going to talk about? There's a point in the documents of things that they're going to talk about in the agenda about people implicated in corrupt, like what? Batabile Dlamini, the legend, said it clearly to South Africans. Banama smallanyana skeletons. So what on earth are they going to be discussing there? And I was looking at some few videos on YouTube. That means our country is at a stop still right now because key government officials are there. Do you see why we need to separate the state from politics? I don't know how long I'm going to preach this. Let's learn to separate the state from political parties. What does that mean? We need to abandon the idea of establishments. Establishments, I'm talking about political parties. These people don't care. Those are your job agencies. You're telling me, as you're watching me, you don't have the capability to stand up and run for presidency and let us know your vision, and then we support it and rally behind you and we vote for you. And if you are not fulfilling that mandate we give you, we can easily also remove you. Not through political party systems, because they protect each other. They call each other chiefs. They call each other comrades. Just like in the judiciary, the judges call each other brothers and sisters. They're not going to betray each other, but they will betray us. Key ministers, provincial premiers, mayors, MMCs, MECs, members of parliament, they are there. Tina, we are in limbo. And the country is burning. And they are going to talk about what? I hope they're patting themselves on the shoulder, saying, hey, look what we've done. It's a great job. South Africa is now a mafia state. Woo! Because it's them who put us here, the ANC. Them. And what is it that they're going to discuss and come back and tell us, oh, we will. Establishment language, 31 years later, we will. I hate that language so much, because what we should be talking about is updates and upgrades. Not like we just walked into the democratic dispensation last year and now we will. We are going to establish. No. 31 years later, remove them. They said they are renewing. I don't know what you're renewing. I don't know what you're renewing. No amount of Botox you are going to use to show your 113 years, or like shed it. It shows you're old, and on top of that, irrelevant. And the country wants to move forward. Let it go. But South Africans, again, the power is in your hands. You're the ones that can put an end to this. So instead of asking each other these questions, we should be influencing each other about what are we going to do on the ballot paper in 2026 and in 2029 going forward. What we will be triggered by the moment we hear it and say, no. What are those things that would trigger us? to protect ourselves and protect our country, protect the coffers of this country, protect the future of our children, our sovereignty, our national security. I thought I was going to do a video about the rejection of the 30% that I'm still livid. And I feel like if I make that video, I'm going to be way too upset. So I'm just waiting for my, I wouldn't say disappointed, I'm angry. And then I saw also the manipulation when they were spinning. Oh, we don't understand the grading system. It's not overall 30%. Why should there even be a 30% in a subject that is okay to give you an aggregate? Why? I'm sorry. See, this topic really does something to me. It really does. But I will leave the video right here. And I'm saying to you guys, it looks like investigative journalism, it is what we should put our trust in for now, until the criminal justice system is overhauled. Get rid, arrest, and put in orange jumpsuits all those that betrayed us. Charge them with treason. Throw away the key once they are convicted. And also, leave some lessons for anyone else that dares. Let's be like China. Let's be like Singapore. How they fixed their criminal justice systems. That's what I'm talking about. Before you get all worked up, oh, China, China. I just ignore those comments. Waste of time. Investigative journalism, please let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section. I'm not ignoring your comments. I have an issue with my comment section. I don't know what it is. I've tried everything. But okay, guys, let's see each other a bit later. Goodbye.